Welcome back to my channel. My name is Carissa Diggs. Thank you for joining me for another week. I had something that I was going to share, but I'll say that for next week. This week, I want to tackle the toxic culture of being a token black girl or boy or however you call it. So I'm going to be a little transparent here, so bear with me for the ride. I grew up in a small, predominantly white town where the only interaction with black people I can probably count on two hands as far as like black people my age growing up. And I want to say that being in IB classes, being in band, being in the drama club, any awards or accomplishments, over time people of black or white backgrounds would make you feel that you didn't earn it because of your intellect or because of the capabilities, but rather than the color of your skin. And you can kind of rub it off like, okay, whatever, it's cool or chill or, being called Oreo, it's not a big deal. But over time, it begins to kind of fester in you and you kind of don't realize, but it starts driving some of your actions as you move forward. And so I would say that was a big reason as to why I decided to go to a HBCU. Now, if you don't agree with that reason, you ain't me. So take it up with God. And one of the reasons is why is because at a HBCU, it's predominantly black. And I wanted to have this is the reason that I achieved this was only because of my intellect, not based off the color of my skin. So it made sense to me at the time. And I went to college being really encouraged, not just academically, because there were so many people that looked like me that was excelling, but creatively, artistically, business-minded, business-driven, even in college, caused me to step up my game. So I would, even if I didn't have that whole token syndrome mindset, I would still choose a HBCU. Like my son probably is going to go to a HBCU if I have anything to do with it. So fast forward to me applying for jobs and all that, I still had that stuff that's been kind of buried come up. So going to jobs, if I saw another sister girl, another brother man, it's going to be you or me. Okay. And that's just because of my past experiences. They're only going to take one of us, or they're only going to take one girl and one boy, or however they decide to divvy it up. And it was funny because a young lady that I used to work with, we both came into the company at the same time. We were talking how funny it was, how we were looking at each other during the interview, because they bring you in as groups and then separately they interview. We were looking at each other like, oh girl, it's going to be you or me. And it's funny because you don't think about that with any person that does not look, that's white. But if you see another black person, it's going to be you or me. And it was hilarious how we were both talking how it was hilarious how we both showed up on the same start date and was like, hey girl, they both took both of us. Like we was shocked. It was something that you shouldn't think, but it's something that we did think. And it's nice to see, at least with our employer, that they didn't feed into kind of checking a box of we have one black person, we're good for our year or whatever. So that was really encouraging to me. Now, where I stand today, does that still kind of affect me? Does that still rise up every now and again? For sure. Every now and again, I do get that insecurity of, am I good enough? Are they giving this to me because of my talent, or are they giving this because of checking a box? And I would say it's decreased for sure over time. There was one incident that after a couple months, I finally got the courage to address that individual of how it came off as, and they were appreciative because sometimes people have what they call unconscious biases, and they were happy that I made them aware, because who's to say somebody else comes along after me? They might not be bold enough to address the situation. They might just disappear and you may never know why. And so other than that, I really haven't had too much insecurity moments, but it still does, I would say, pop up every now and again. To combat this, though, I have focused on making sure that I bring other minorities, underrepresented minorities along with me, and not have that crab in a barrel mentality that people say that specifically like the African African American community can have. And I seek to identify strengths in others, like I was talking in my last video, of how we can work on and create opportunities for each other. And sometimes it can be frustrating, I'll admit, because some people don't want to be put up to the next level, and you have to kind of recognize that. That's a different video. But other people, they do catch the vision, and then you grow the pool. So you're not the only, or you don't feel like you're the only Black person at the top anymore. You have a group of individuals who you've kind of built and cultivated relationships with. And so that's what I kind of focus on. I don't know if that's distracting from the situation or trying to correct the situation for the next generation to come, especially because I am back in the same small town where there's probably another dozen or so minorities at my particular site. So that's how I feel like I'm helping, and that's how I feel like I'm impacting the next generation. I don't know if you guys have ever gone through being called the token Black person, or being called an Oreo based off, who your friends are or how you talk and all that jazz. But just be encouraged that what you get is because you are talented. So just be encouraged that there are people that probably feel the same that you feel, and that you can overcome this too and impact, the next generation, so that we can get rid of this token mentality, token syndrome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hopefully maybe next week I'll share with what I had originally planned, which I think you guys will enjoy. Talk soon.